I'm the host of Success and Inspire Story. Today is very honored for us to have Miss Marissa Ng. She's actually the CEO of Spark Activators of Action Coach, which is #1 action coach firm in Malaysia. She is actually an award-winning coach at Action Coach Asia Pacific Conference in 2010 and also 2011. Marissa is also one of the 14 business coaches honored with this award in recognition of achievement and also commitment to a business. And she is also the global top 100 action coach in 2010, 2011 and also 2012. So without further delay, let us welcome Miss Marissa for our interview today. Hi Marissa, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Okay, Marissa, do you mind to share us a little bit about your background?
Well, I don't know where to start. I think a little bit about my background. I was actually a banker before I became an action coach, before I became a business coach.
Okay.
And so what I did was I did a lot of commercial and corporate banking. My final stint was in a merchant bank, and I was an investment banker. And I was still very unhappy with where I was, and so I moved out. I started my own business, taking on the action coach license and franchise. And then everything else was history. So yeah, 8 years later, here I am.
Okay, wow. So you have started 8 years ago. You were how old then?
Well, I was very, very young. I was 27.
Wow.
27. Yeah, very, very young. I think many people doubted whether I would have been able to sustain as a business coach, because me being very young, me being a lack of business exposure as well, it was actually a concern for the people around me on whether I would have been able to do it. But one thing my late father said to me, at that time, he was my bedrock of support. He said, if you're going to do anything, Marissa, you might as well do it now so that you can fail fast. And the worst scenario is that you just have to go back and look for a job. That's all. That's the worst thing ever.
Wow.
So I was like, oh yeah. So why think so much? I just went and did it. And of course, 8 years later, here I am. Still here. So doing more. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Wow, that is actually very inspiring by your late father, that if you want to fail early, okay? Because the only thing that you were gone through is actually only failing. Yeah, wow, that actually moved you. But there are actually a lot of business coaches coaching in the market, but why action coach?
Action coach is a very unique business. I think it came with the system, it came with the coaching technology, it came with the community of coaches that when I first started, it was a very important community to be a part of. And I was not just part of the local community, I was also part of the international community, learning from Americans, the English, Mexicans, Australians. And that, of course, helped me to see so much more than just our local environment, which I continued to be able to understand more now, the local Malaysian entrepreneurs, because I could compare with how the Westerners would do certain things. So why Action Coach was that the community was very important to me. And the one thing that I found that Action Coach did very differently was the ability to focus on business owners. Action Coach's strong point is coaching people that own the business. In today's day and age, there are many other types of entities out there that focus on corporate coaching, executive coaching. Now, these two are very, very successful, but I find that the niche that we have in businesses, business coaching, coaching family businesses, brothers, sisters, husband, wives, has been very, very successful for us.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one of the biggest difference. Yeah.
But in the market, many coaching company are focusing on corporate.
Yeah.
But I think corporate does give us more profit and also money. But why SME?
Why SME for me?
Yeah.
Well, I always found myself in the first half of my working life. I always found myself on the wrong side of the conversation. So in the banking world, we'd always be approving different types of loans and funding for SMEs. People in the course of annual revenue of say 5, 10, 20 million, we try to lend them money. And at that time, I found myself rejecting more applications than approving. I found myself rejecting more than helping, you know. And so I found, I wasn't really happy. And so why SME was that I found that they were the guys that needed the most education. They were the guys with very little budget. They were the guys with so much hope, you know. And sometimes when I coach SMEs and business owners, and then when I coach corporates on my occasional, I do corporate training for corporates as well, I find that there's a lot more emotion and willingness to change and drive in working for an SME, in working with SME. And so that's also one of the reasons why I moved out from the corporate life, being a banker, and then I went to the other side and stand on the side of the SMEs where I can represent them, give them the education they need, give them the resources that they need, and that's how Action Coach has evolved. And I don't only run an Action Coach company now, I run several other companies that all the resources and tools that we've built are all in turn to support SMEs and business owners. So I stay very focused on the target audience that I'm passionate about. Yeah, so that's why SMEs.
I can feel your passion. and it's true, Marissa, actually, for SME, also small business owner like me, we actually have some difficulty in finding fund, and also to actually break through from one level to another level as well. It's not easy, and it's so good that Action Coach and Marissa, led by you, you are actually focusing on this small group of people, SME, which you will actually unleash their potential as well. Yes. So that's very blessing. Okay, so you have such achievements and award winning of the coach in Asia Pacific as well. So what is the one greatest breakthrough along the journey, along your 8 years of journey being a business coach for Action Coach?
Breakthrough, do you mean by one of the biggest challenges that I've had?
Maybe your biggest success and challenges, we will talk about that. Yeah.
So challenges first, yeah?
Okay, challenges first.
Okay. One of the biggest challenges that I've had were to identify the right kind of people that could be part of this journey. And I found that I'm a very typical optimistic person.
Okay.
So I'm very positive when I meet a lot of people, but over time I have started to become, it's not negative, but I've started to become critical. Critical meaning when I meet people, I get to see, I get to acquire information that will support my decision.
Okay.
In whether or not it's a good decision or not. So let's just put it simply put, when I was younger, I was just more excited to do something than to actually have enough information about a person or a project or a deal before I go forward.
Okay.
So I was just more excited, like, let's do this now. Okay. So that passion was coming through. But one of the challenges that I had was that in identifying the right kind of people, colleagues, co-workers, business partners, funders, financiers. Now all these are part and parcel of my journey of really identifying the right kind of people that can support this journey. Just because sometimes people have money, people have network, or they have some things that they want to throw at you. They call those their leverage buttons. That's why they go into a deal. Okay. Sometimes people have those things that they want to throw at us. What I found was that I was excited about those, but I did not go through enough assessment of their character and their attitude and the values that they bring, and therefore it made me suffer losses in terms of time, in terms of energy, in terms of money, in terms of and so one of the challenges that I found is to assess people properly, put myself in a place where I can assess carefully, rather than to be so excited. Yeah.
So you actually pause a while to really identify who are the talented talented team that you really want to work with.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that will actually, but I believe from this challenge you have learned a lot, and that will actually bring you to another level of your success, right?
Yeah. That's one of the challenges. Earlier I was sharing with you as well. When I first started, there was a lot of difficulty in being a very young coach.
True.
Being a coach at 27, first of all, some people consider that a very an age of a lot of just learning, let alone now giving back, to share. So being a young coach and also being someone that did not have a lot of business experience, there were concerns about whether I would sustain. But I used that concern that people have for me. I use that to push through and prove to myself that I could do it.
Okay.
So one thing that I realized about becoming a great business coach or becoming a successful entrepreneur is that age doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you let it, it will. So for some of you who are listening to this video, you're very young, you're 21, you're 24, or you're 16 or 15, and people are telling you, you need to grow up a little bit, you need to get more experience. The thing is to be very clear with your destination, know where you want to go, and you will acquire the information and knowledge to achieve that destination. Rest assured, wherever we want to go in the future, we are never gonna have enough knowledge, skill, and ability at this juncture.
True.
At your current, you don't have what it takes. Don't have. If you have what it takes, right, you would have been there already. So the key is to be able to achieve, to be able to know where you want to go. You will find the necessary knowledge, skill, and people to be able to achieve that goal.
Wow, that's great. So for those, if you think that you are too young to start to become an entrepreneur or even a business coach, so Marissa will be one of the inspiration. Then she started out at the age of 27, and with a clear direction, we can actually move towards the direction as well.
Yes.
So this is true as well, because age actually does not define maturity as well.
Agree.
Is agreed?
Agree. Very much
Yeah. Okay, it's the experiences and also the experience that we have actually gone through from our journey.
Yes.
That matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so perhaps what is your future plan in Action Coach that you would like to share with the audience as well?
Action Coach is a business coaching company. What it started off as a business coaching company where we have a team of coaches, we run events, we run workshops, we do a lot of digital marketing. We have evolved from just being a boutique business coaching company with advisors. Yeah. And we are now building a lot more. We're trying to provide a lot more resources for our SMEs and entrepreneurs to become successful. So we've gone along to set up a few other companies. One of my other companies is SME Talent. SME Talent is a digital media company that provides education and awareness for SMEs in the topic of talent and HR. So that's where we work with very experienced contributors and writers to provide information in this platform where we felt that a lot of SMEs lack information on how to become good employers, good leaders, good bosses, good CEOs for their companies. And that is one of the glass ceilings that we feel. A glass ceiling, a lot of SMEs we find very good at selling, very good at marketing, very good at coming up with great products, but if they don't know how to manage their team and find successes, that's where there's that ceiling. Like, oops, this is my maximum. Oops, 20 million, that's it. I can't go further because I can't find people to replace and duplicate me. So that's SME Talent. The second other business that I have is called Multiplier Technologies. Multiplier Technologies, from the name of the company, you can tell that it actually is here to help business owners, SMEs, especially retail SMEs. to multiply. So we have a tool inside there called Share 360. Share 360 is a mobile app that retail merchants will use to do marketing, to set up marketing campaigns. So over the next 5 years, in terms of our plan continues to first and foremost grow our business coaching team. This big goal of ours, not mine, ours, cannot be achieved alone. We need great people, more and more fantastic people that will join us in this cause, and then to continue to change the landscape of SMEs and the success we will experience together. So that's first and foremost. We'll need more business coaches on board. Yeah, any of you who think you have what it takes, please contact Mark on this website. And then we will definitely be keeping in touch with you. The second thing is that more and more resources must be deployed as well. So for us to achieve our 5-year plan, we want to have at least 1,000 SMEs achieve a very, very intense mark of 5 million ringgit before they can go abroad. We want to get more and more of our local entrepreneurs to move overseas and do business elsewhere, get that exposure, but your home ground need to be very strong first. And so that is our target for SMEs, and we cannot do that alone. Yeah. So that's our 5-year plan, to bring a lot more entrepreneurs overseas, at the same time do business here. Yeah.
So your future plans in 5 years is actually to bring 1,000 of SME entrepreneurs owner, and to reach up to
5 million.
5 million. Okay, where are you now?
Wow. Right now we're barely scratching the surface. Why? Because we have more businesses to coach than we have coaches. Great coaches, I would say. We are not looking for good coaches, we're looking for great coaches. So we've had several successes. If you talk about businesses that we've turned around many businesses. For instance, we've got a wedding catering company that I've coached. And we managed to turn this business around from just banking 50,000 ringgit for a whole year. In the recent, that was 2008 to 2014. He was banking 8 million ringgit.
Wow!
And now he's going. Yes, and now he's going overseas. He's doing business in the Philippines. He's in the halal market very much because that's his. He's in the food business, and Philippines very much about food market, and the halal industry is definitely growing there as well. So we need to have more and more business owners that are ready to take the challenge to be able to go abroad. That is our target. And then we are looking for business coaches, business advisors who are ready to take on this challenge and to go together. No one team can work on its own, so we have to be able to go together.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's one very, very keen example, but we have to have more examples like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have more success story from Action Coach. So like just now you mentioned that whoever interested to become an Action Coach of yours, of how can they reach you? Any website and also email address?
There is. They could actually go to this website. It's called www.actionapprentice. One word. ACTIONAPPRENTICE. Apprentice, like the apprentice, the Donald Trump.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not Donald Trump.
The local Donald Trump.
The local version. So go to www.actionapprentice.com. And you have to submit all your different information. We will ask up there, and then we'll contact you in 48 hours. We'll invite you for an audition, and then you can show us what you've got. Yeah?
Okay, great. So remember, if you are interested to become an Action Coach, you can actually reach Miss Marissa from www.actionapprentice.com. Okay, so last but not least, any inspiration word for the entrepreneur or any entrepreneurs to be in their path of success?
In the path of success, I think this is the one thing that I keep to now. It was also when we have the time, I hope Miss Mark here will have me on her show again.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I will share it with you. But that was the biggest thing that affected me. And this is something that a late mentor shared with me. His name is Zig Ziglar. I think you will know Zig Ziglar. His book, See You at the Top, was the first book that I read. and it motivated me at a very young age of 20 to change my life forever. And I remember reading it in an LRT. I was taking the LRT every day for 40 minutes. And I opened his book and I read it every day. And one thing that he shared with me, this quote: if you help enough other people get what they want, you will get what you want. So if my life had evolved around giving enough people enough of what they want, there will be no way I will not get what I want. Then the first and foremost was for me to define what I wanted. I wanted to inspire, I wanted freedom, I wanted a good quality of life. I wanted all of these things that changed over the years, but it never changed. There was one constant. Despite all the different things that I wanted, the one constant was to always add value to other people first, and then the value will come back to me. There was one thing that Zig Ziglar had said, until now, after so many years, still stuck.
Wow.
So yeah.
So that is your moment of breakthrough.
Yeah.
Just by reading Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
and I remember that as well. If you help enough people to be what they want, and you will get what you want.
Yes.
So it's something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I believe in delivery values as well.
Yeah.
And I believe the more we give, the more we receive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Marissa, very thank you for your time and also attention, for sharing with us your inspiration and also your knowledge. So of course we would like to have you for the next section to inspire more youth and also entrepreneur to be. And really thank you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.